A Bionicle set that was never actually released? A cancelled LEGO set? What? Well, join me as I discuss the history of this rare Bionicle set. We'll also discuss the part selection and how you can use it in your own stuff. And I'll give you a sweet, sweet revamp of this bad guy. Let's begin. So this is set number 6127. It's simply titled Bad Guy. That's his name. And since this set released back in 2008, sometimes he's referred to as Bad Guy 2008. Like many of these good guy and bad guy sets, the build feels different. It's not exactly bad, it's not exactly good. It's just got its own very distinct and goofy visual style. When researching this little guy, I found a few places that stated that this set was not designed by the Bionicle set team. No one actually said who ended up actually designing it, and no one really goes into more detail about any of that. There was also no source behind this, so I don't know if this is true. Take it with a grain of salt, but you know, looking at these sets, it kind of makes sense, right? They do look pretty different from every other Bionicle set. They seem to follow their own distinct design language, you know? But anyway, Bad Guy 2008. I said that this was a cancelled Bionicle set. Well, why was it cancelled? Well, that's a great question. It's one that we don't actually know. LEGO has never publicly said why. Oftentimes these polybag sets were included in some sort of comic or magazine. It was like a promotional freebie. Sometimes they also popped up in different ways. They were distributed in certain parts of the world. It was often distributed under very specific circumstances or alongside a different product. So I don't know, maybe the original promotion idea, the thing that was associated with this toy, maybe they had problems with LEGO. Maybe something didn't work out. Maybe the promotion just wasn't possible anymore. And so as a result, they had to cut the set. Or perhaps LEGO looked at this toy and they said, look, it doesn't meet the quality and standards that we have for Bionicle, so we're not releasing it. Those are my guesses, but hey, who knows? Post your theories in the comments below. So the only reason we know that this set actually exists is because the instructions can be found on lego.com. But you know, if the instructions were ready, if most of it was pretty much done, it feels like this would have been cancelled pretty late into the design process. Interesting. But I don't know. Yeah, if it's true that the LEGO group didn't actually like how these toys looked, and that's why it got cancelled, if that's true, I don't know if I agree with that. Why? Because look at him! Bad Guy 2008 looks sick. This rather fascinating blade leg design, how it elevates the character up decently high. Or you could angle the blades and turn him into some sort of glider. The build also has a jetpack, which themes very nicely to the 2008 Sky Airborne aesthetic, which was a bit of a theme for these sets. I also like the idea that this is both a jetpack and a turret. There's some kind of cannon that shoots out blaster bolts. That could be pretty cool. Although easily the best part of this set is that it comes with Hydraxon's mask. This is such a good mask. And you could only get it on Hydraxon. So the fact that this mask could have been a little bit more available and easier to acquire, that's pretty nice. I like that they were, considering doing that. And come on, it's a dope looking mask. Okay, many people give the good guy and the bad guy sets a bit of a rough time. But you know what, they're actually quite innovative. Being smaller little promotional sets, they don't come with many pieces. But that limitation does not limit the creativity that these have. Really unique body shapes, really unique designs. I mean, heck, even the good guy counterpart to this bad guy, he's so creative, he looks great. Sets like these are strange, but really original. There's a certain charm to these sets. I think they're wonderful. Oh yeah, and of course, I'm sure you pieced it together. There's no exclusive parts in this set, so if you get the instructions online, you should be able to build it with pieces in your collection. Which is great. You'd hate for this to have an exclusive piece and you just, couldn't make it. Just because it's cancelled doesn't mean that you can't actually own this set. And that's a beautiful thing. So the set is great, but the pieces, oh, they're wonderful. Let's see how you can use them in your own creations. We'll kick it off with the jetpack. I've always liked how this looks. It's pretty obvious what it is just looking at it. It's nice and compact. It's a really well designed piece. Check out how Bionicle Boss 1 has used it right here. You got two of them and it forms a very broad and big chest design. It's quite clever, isn't it? But since you only get one in this set, here's a way that you can use one of them. This was built by Socket and Ball Torture. Placing a little silver Borok weapon on the top here and converting it into a large hammer. Yo, I think that looks great. You don't see a lot of Bionicle hammers like this. This is rad. Now all of these blades, they're pretty rad too. And I like that, when you look a bit closer, there is a bar connection right here and here. So you could add things onto this. And Ozcobot does that on this MOC. This becomes a kind of beak or a horn on this character. And those two little barbs coming out of the edges. Something about it gives this a very wonderful, savage and primal appearance. So good. Up next, Hydraxon's mask. God, this is such a good piece. Eclipse Caller does something quite interesting with this mask. Turns out if you get Huki and Nika's mask, the rubber one in gunmetal, you can kind of place it on top and it becomes a helmet that covers the character's eyes. What a lovely combination. I've always liked helmets on masks. You don't see it a lot, but whenever you do, it looks dope. The mask, of course, is also attached onto the character's head. So what about these headpieces? Take a look at what Alex C. Parsons has done, getting two of them and turning them into a waist. It's a very dynamic shape for the waist, and quite a clever way of using these pieces. It's quite funky, isn't it? The set also includes lots of these hand sockets, and this creation by Pakaru Builds shows us all the different ways that you could use it. So what you got? They look good on the hands, they work well for shoulders, they look good on the sides of the torso, they make up the waist, they look good on the top and the bottom of the legs. Heck, they even look great in the center of the torso. It's a good way to give it torso articulation. Mate, hand sockets are useful for so many things. Even if you already have 50 of them, it's so good to get a couple extra. You can churn through these things very quickly. The final piece today, some Hordika necks. So we've got a creation by Niels, and it's an epic revamp of my boy Onua. You'll notice the upper arms. They use these mutter feet to armor it up. It looks nice. And you might notice too that there is an exposed socket on that element. So cover up that socket with one of these Hordika necks, and you can use some of the connection points to add in wires. Isn't that sweet? The end result is pretty cool. Well, yeah, that's the sweet part selection of Bad Guy 2008. Oh, but I want to see a revamp of this guy. Let's check it out. So this is made by Left Development 440. Oh, I love this. Really expanding on the body. He's got those 4 spider-like legs, just like the original, but he's also got arms. Oh, this body shape, I've always thought it looks so sick. It's perfect for a villain. Because look at how the body hunches over, and the hands, they just kind of droop down. There's a lot of downward energy on this MOC. Even just the spikes on the legs, piercing into the ground. Everything feels very heavy, very lethargic. There's a weight to this character. You get the sense that they've been cursed. Because of this curse, they've got spider legs. And it's almost very restrictive. It's like being in a prison, being inside this body. The way this character has been posed really reflects that. It's cool. It's also cool that a lot of black pieces have been introduced. It's really nice to see the visual distinction between the spider legs and what is presumably the original body. Plus 2, Hydraxon's mask comes in black. Remember, it's included on the set Von Nebula. This is the very definition of why I love recolored pieces. Because when you're making a revamp like this, you've got so much more choice. This could have looked nice in all silver, sure, but changing up the colors, everything looks so much better. If this piece didn't exist in black, this couldn't be done. We need more Bionicle pieces in more colors. It's just good to have that choice. I love this, and I love that the visual look really gives the character a bit of backstory. especially because the original set didn't have any backstory. There's guesses that this is like a infected Matoran, just some sort of Rahi or a creature, but you know, that's just like fan ideas. None of that is canon. So giving backstory to a backstoryless MOC, that's good. I love this revamp, and I love this set. If you want to see some more cool creations like the ones I showed you today, take a look at the links below. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Happy building, and bye for now. Just because you are a bad guy does not make you bad guy.